Simon, how are things? Obviously not the form you want to be in heading into a big game against Cork City.
Yeah, like you said, it's been disappointing now. Lost the last 3 games. It's obviously not what we wanted, but I think if you look back on the games, we've actually done quite well, I suppose, in our performances, particularly against Drogheda, where we got one all draw. Our last game against Derry there, and then particularly second half against Shells, we were really positive, but I think it just sums us up the last few weeks. We can't put the ball in the back of the net, which is unfortunate because we've got so much quality, but we have to stay patient and hopefully it'll click.
Is that the sense? Because I suppose maybe from the outside looking in, if people are just looking at results, you think, Pat's is struggling 3 losses in a row, but no, Stephen has been quite consistent, and you touched on there that you kind of felt you could have got more from those 3 games.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the overall feeling really in the dressing room. It's just we have to keep at it. We can't let our performances drop because we're going to get punished by other teams because there's so much quality in this league. So yeah, it's just keeping that at a consistent basis now and building on it, and hopefully, look, we can find the back of the net, because I think once we do, we'll start getting the steam train rolling, and I think we'll push right back up the tail because I think we've got the quality to do that.
Is that kind of tricky in some ways to do, like you said there, the fact that you have to stay patient when you're not getting the results that you think you need, but consistently, like you said there, just stay level-headed and just stay patient? Is that tricky?
Yeah, but I think we just have that self-belief in ourselves. Like we know there's so much quality in that dressing room, and I think it's really important that we don't lose our confidence as well, because if you don't have confidence, you're not going to pick up results. So I think it all comes from the training ground now. Obviously, we've had a tight schedule, like 5 games in 13, 14 days, whatever it is. So it's been tough getting a lot of hours on the training pitch. So, but when we do, we have to train at a max intensity and make sure we're hitting the back of the net if we're doing finishing, and make sure it's at match intensity. So yeah, look, I'm confident now with the players we have that it's gonna fall our way soon.
You mentioned steam train there. I suppose the one side in the league that are going like a steam train, if you take away Monday, is obviously Shamrock Rovers. I think 15 points is the gap between yourselves and Rovers now. Do you still feel, we're only a couple of games beyond the midway point of the season, do you still feel you're certainly in a shout of trying to be the last team standing this season?
Yeah, I think the way we're looking at the moment is just trying to take it game by game. I think we're not really looking too far ahead. We're only just past the halfway point of the season. Obviously Rovers are first at the moment, but I think the way we're looking at things at the moment is just picking up points, taking it game by game, and come the end of the season we can worry about where we are in the table. But for right now, we just want to make sure our performances are good and that we find the back of net and we're getting 3 points.
Do you look at it maybe as a collective, as a group, in terms of what you did when Stephen came in last year and that amazing run you went on, the fact that you've a track record, as a squad of putting this kind of run together that obviously you're going to need now if you're going to challenge? Yeah,
absolutely. Obviously, look, I was at Sligo at that point, but obviously played against them a couple of times and they were a formidable force. It was they couldn't be stopped really, so it just goes to show that it's doable, that the ability is there and that we can do it. I think only this season we've really strengthened from the squad, but like I said, the results haven't gone our way now the last few weeks, but there's definitely so much ability in that dressing room, and like I touched on there, we have to stay patient and hopefully it will come our way.
You touched on being at Sligo last year. How have you found being at Pat's this season? Of course, I suppose you got your goal a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, look, it was good. It was a tough one to turn down, obviously, when Pats come knocking on your door, especially on the back end of last season. They were flying. I don't know how many games they were unbeaten at the time, but especially when Stephen Kenny rings you, and obviously worked with him in the past with under 21s. Yeah, it's very difficult to turn down, and I knew coming here was a big risk because there's so much ability in that dressing room. There's so many wingers. I don't even need to name them, but coming here, I was like, right, I think I believe in myself. I have to back myself. And I think that's shown now in the last few weeks. I've managed to get into the starting 11 now. I've played over 5 starts now, I think, in a row. So hopefully that can continue. I can continue to score as well, and yeah, get positive results.
How's the mood around the place? Because obviously we've seen a couple of sides that are kind of struggling for form. The mood may dip. Obviously Shells have their struggles, and Damien has left them. How's the mood around? How would you describe the mood around Pats at the moment?
Yeah, look, I think it's still positive. Like I touched on there, we can't drop our heads in this moment in time. It's not the time to be feeling sorry for yourselves. We need to stay confident and believe in what we do, and I'm sure things will click. Yeah, and hopefully that happens.
Talk to you about Cork, because it's their live game obviously on the telly tomorrow night. If it's anything like the game at Richmond earlier on this season, we're in for a great occasion. But what do you expect from Cork? I know they're struggling on the wrong end of the table, but they tend to have a good result every now and then.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, I think in this league you cannot underestimate anyone, no matter where they are in the league. So we're going down there with confidence. I know the last time we were down there, we got a win. So we need to look at that and think about what we did in that game and take it into tomorrow night. But obviously, it's always a feisty encounter going down to Turner's Cross. You know, there's going to be a good crowd. They're going to be fighting for their lives. We're desperate to pick up points. So I think it makes for a very, very intriguing encounter. So we're set for it.
We mentioned the league a good bit, and obviously it is a league game tomorrow. It's important to get a bit of momentum as well. Europe's just around the corner. I think there's only 2 more league games before you head into Europe.
Yeah, absolutely, because European football is what we all want to be doing as League of Ireland footballers. Like the standard of the quality is going to go up. So yeah, look, I think it would be ideal. So going down tomorrow night, that's the only thing that's on our mind. Make sure we have a positive performance and we pick up 3 points, and then we go from there.
Best of luck. Thanks
very much.